Good day everyone, my name is Andros Drewry with matrix number 83224. So this presentation is going to be about good ethics when investigating about the Malaysian floods. Okay, to start off with, this report is done to investigate the Malaysian floods and assessing its impact on the infrastructure, environment, aquatic life and the local communities. This is done to guide recovery efforts while incorporating good engineering ethics, ensuring accuracy, transparency, and to find a sustainable solution. So, among the most important elements of preliminary action is to identify the key areas. So the first step that is done is identifying key areas that is constantly heavily impacted by floods every year. To identify this, we assess the state that has key infrastructure such as tall buildings, roads, bridges, and its drainage system. This is done for us to evaluate failures and vulnerabilities of these structures. The next element in identification of areas that are prone to flood in Malaysia is to analyze the environmental impacts, such as soil erosion, water pollution, and disruption of the ecosystem. We need to identify the effect of floods on daily human lives living in that area, health risks, and disrupted access to essential resources. Next, we have compiling of relevant data. We acquire relevant data based on the past meteorological records of heavy downpour that often happen at the end of the year. Historical flood data is also important to understand the extent of damage that occur. With modern technologies such as advanced satellite imagery, it helps us to give the visual extent of the flooding at that specific area of interest. Besides that, we also get access to structural design documentations of high-risk structures that are prone to flooding in order for us to analyze their vulnerabilities and help suggest improvements to increase on their safety factor. Then, we have establishment of investigation plan. Collaboration with government agencies and other engineering professionals is one of the most important aspects to widen the ability to solve flood problems in these affected areas. By doing so, we are able to plan and conduct a coordinated approach to help deter from this problem. We utilize modeling and simulations to learn flood patterns and what causes it. So, a proper establishment plan of assessment can be as follows. To begin the investigation, we must first define clear objective, focusing on identifying the root cause of the floods, assessing their impacts, and proposing sustainable solutions to prevent future occurrence. We then engage key stakeholders and other engineering companies as well as government agencies to help manage the gathered input and to ensure collaboration. Using preliminary data that is collected, such as meteorological records, flood maps, infrastructure reports, and community feedback, we prioritize the most severely affected areas for a detailed investigation. Key activities are planned, including site visit, technical assessments, stakeholders interviews, and an environmental analysis, ensuring a comprehensive approach that is transparent. Ethical practices guide every step, emphasizing transparency, inclusivity, and respect for affected communities, with a focus on sustainable and equitable outcome. Finally, we establish a realistic timeline and allocate resources effectively, seeking stakeholders and the government agencies' feedback and an approval to ensure alignment with the overall goals. Now we have ethical considerations that is done during the entire investigation. For every step of investigation, ethical practice must be of top priority when finding solutions. This is done to ensure that no parties benefit personally. We ensure transparency and prioritize the welfare of the affected communities. All the findings were free of bias and the proposed solutions are sustainable to ensure long-term resilience and alignment with local needs and resources. Through ethical conduct, This ensures credibility and fosters trust among stakeholders and the public. Report preparation with good ethics is extremely essential, and there are a couple of aspects to consider when preparing an honest and clean report. Firstly, we have accuracy and integrity, and next we have transparency, followed by clarity, and lastly is implication of the findings. Now, to elaborate, accuracy and integrity. All the information and data obtained are cross-referenced with official sources, and methodologies included are clearly documented to ensure reliability. As for transparency, all the sources, limitations, solutions, and conclusions were documented openly without hiding any critical information from the government, agencies, stakeholders, and other engineering companies. For clarity, a clear language was used to report findings that are accessible to technical and non-technical audience. The implications of the finding, recommendations were made that would help deter from this problem and improve public safety, infrastructure, and environmental sustainability, addressing all the potential risks. So, to conclude, this investigation of the Malaysian flood has provided an extensive and actionable insight to address the immediate impacts and apply long-term solutions. This report has also been conducted while incorporating transparency, accuracy, and a focus on sustainable recovery. So that is all from me. Thank you.